Do you love learning about animals and all their complex behaviors? If you do, you won't want to miss this video. In fact, if you're interested in all things weird and unusual, you should definitely stick around. Get your mind ready as we take a look at the most unusual animal mating rituals. If you're the kind of guy who loves to serenade women with your vocal talents, then you'll definitely be able to relate to mice. Male mice who are trying to impress a mate usually sing unique, high-pitched songs, vocalizing in the ultrasonic range. A 2016 study found that they produce these whistling sounds by creating a type of feedback loop of airflow in the windpipe and larynx. These sounds differ greatly from those heard in normal communication between mice. Scientists discovered the mechanism by shooting high-speed video of the mice's larynxes as they vocalized, capturing 100,000 frames per second. Although this technique may be impressive, female mice are extremely picky about which songs they like. According to a 2014 study, female mice prefer tunes that differ from those sung by their relatives. So, although inbreeding does happen among mice, it seems that female mice are designed to avoid this. Anglerfish mating begins when the male anglerfish literally sinks his teeth into the female. Talk about aggressive. In fact, once they hatch, male anglerfish spend all of their energy searching for mates, biting onto larger females, and fertilizing their eggs. In many anglerfishes, the male becomes parasitic and never releases from his mate again. He feeds from her blood and basically becomes a sperm factory. He attaches himself permanently and lives on the female's larger body. However, as their bodies fuse, the male becomes completely absorbed into the female, losing any independent existence. All that remains are a pair of testes, which the female keeps to use when she's ready to reproduce. Alexa, play Maneater by Daryl Hall and John Oates. Female black widow spiders are nearly twice as large as males, so the smaller suitors have to take some precautions when approaching a female's web. If the male spiders aren't careful, they might be mistaken for prey and might even get eaten before mating gets underway. In order to prevent this, males do something you'd never expect. They keep themselves safe by announcing their presence to the female with vigorous booty shaking. That's right, the male spiders must twerk to avoid being eaten. As a male steps onto a female's web, he vibrates his abdomen, sending signals coursing along the silk strands. He advances, vibrates and pauses, advances, vibrates and pauses. You get the idea. Researchers found that this pattern of movement is distinctly different from the shorter, more irregular movements of trapped prey. The study also discovered that the vibrations that males produce are at a low amplitude, further distinguishing them from prey movements, which were more dynamic and percussive. Octopuses are very fascinating creatures. They have 8 arms, 9 brains, and 3 hearts. But that's not all. They also have a complex mating culture. Some male octopuses live in adjacent dens to their female mates to guard them. Now, if you think the male octopuses are guarding their female counterparts from predators, think again. They are actually guarding them from other males. Talk about overprotective. Other male octopuses known as sneaker males sometimes disguise themselves as females to slip by the guards and mate with a female. However, avoiding the wrath of other males isn't the only reason sneaker males change their coloration. Octopuses are notoriously antisocial animals. Scientists believe that males may also impersonate females to avoid being cannibalized by them. Apparently, the females are 5 times the size of the male octopus and are partial to strangling and eating their male counterparts when they attempt to mate with them. The male Argonaut octopus's penis is actually a modified arm, known as a hectocotylus. It contains sperm. And here's another fun fact for you. It is detachable. When removed from the male's body, this appendage continues to swim towards the female, attaches to her mantle, and can be stored in her mantle cavity. The mantle is the structure behind their head where you can find their reproductive organs. Unfortunately for the male, he dies shortly afterwards. Most sea slug species are hermaphrodites, which means that they possess both male and female sex organs. When pairs of sea slugs come together to mate, they stab each other between the eyes with a needle-like appendage called a penile stylet. This body part is simply one of the 2 prongs located on the slug's penis. The penile stylet then delivers a cocktail of prostate fluid into the other slug's body. This aggressive act of stabbing your partner during sex is known as traumatic insemination. Scientists are uncertain as to why exactly the slugs target the area between the eyes for stabbing, but they suspect that the hormonal injection may serve to increase the possibility of successful fertilization. Some believe this spot may also allow the sperm to better influence the central nervous system. One researcher described this mating tactic as just weird, and we couldn't agree more. Just like human men, male North American porcupines must go to great lengths to secure the affections of female porcupines. Now, the interesting thing about female porcupines is that they only go into estrus once a year for 8 to 12 hours. And if you're wondering what estrus is, it's just a recurring period of sexual receptivity and fertility in many female mammals. Basically, they're in heat. Now, prior to ovulating, the female secretes a fragrant vaginal mucus that lures the males closer. The lucky male that finds her and manages to chase away any rivals does something quite bizarre. The male porcupine will stimulate ovulation by drenching the female in an explosive jet of urine. In fact, porcupine expert Uldis Rose described it as a high-speed projectile of urine. So that should give you a pretty good image of what that looks like. What are your thoughts on these weird animal mating behaviors? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, that can only mean one thing. You are seriously into some weird-ish. So go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more weird content just like this.